Captain Sarah Chen walked slowly through the metal halls of Nexus 7 space station. Her boots made soft sounds on the floor. Behind her, 3 other humans followed. They all wore clean blue uniforms with Earth symbols on their arms. This was the big day. The first time humans would meet aliens face to face. Sarah felt nervous, but tried not to show it. She had practiced her speech many times. Peace between Earth and the Galactic Confederation was important. The space station was huge, much bigger than anything humans had built. Strange aliens walked past them in the halls. Some had forearms. Others had scales or fur. A few floated in the air. Sarah tried not to stare. Lieutenant James Park walked next to her. He was her security officer. His hand stayed close to his weapon, but he kept it hidden. The other 2 humans were Dr. Martinez, a scientist, and Commander Brooks, a pilot. They reached the meeting room. The doors opened with a soft sound. Inside, 5 aliens sat around a big table. They looked like tall birds with blue feathers and 4 eyes. These were the Zephyrians. They ran the Confederation. Ambassador Kredek stood up. His voice came through a small machine that changed his words to English. "Welcome, humans from Earth. We are happy to meet you at last." Sarah smiled and bowed her head. "Thank you, Ambassador. We come in peace. Earth wants to join your Confederation and share knowledge." The meeting started well. Aliens asked questions about Earth. Sarah told them about human cities, art, science. Dr. Martinez showed pictures of Earth's animals and plants. The aliens seemed interested and friendly. Then the lights went out. Emergency red lights turned on. A loud alarm started ringing. The aliens jumped up from their chairs, making scared sounds. Through the big windows, Sarah saw small ships flying toward the station. They had skull marks on their sides. "Korthok Raiders," Ambassador Kredek shouted. His feathers stood up with fear. "They come to take slaves." The meeting room doors exploded open. 6 large aliens in black armor ran in. They had weapons that shot blue light. The Korthok looked like bears mixed with lizards. Their teeth were sharp and yellow. "Nobody move," the lead raider yelled. His voice was deep and mean. "You all belong to us now." The Zephyrian guards reached for their weapons, but they were too slow. Blue light hit them, and they fell down, not moving. Ambassador Kredek tried to run, but a raider grabbed him with one huge hand. Lieutenant Park moved first. Something strange happened to his body. His eyes got bigger and darker. His muscles seemed to grow under his uniform. His face became calm but scary. He moved faster than Sarah had ever seen him move. Park grabbed a heavy chair and threw it at the nearest raider. The chair hit the alien so hard that he flew backward into the wall. The raider's armor cracked. He did not get up. The other raiders turned their weapons toward the humans. But Commander Brooks and Dr. Martinez were already moving. They moved like dancers, but deadly ones. Brooks slid under a table and kicked a raider's legs. The big alien fell down hard. Martinez picked up a piece of broken metal and threw it like a knife. It hit a raider in the neck. Sarah felt her own body change. Her heart beat very fast, but she felt calm. Everything looked clearer. She could see exactly where each raider would move next. Time seemed to slow down. Without thinking, she grabbed a heavy water pitcher and smashed it on a raider's head. The 4 humans fought like they had done this many times before. But Sarah knew they had never trained together for combat. Something in their bodies was making them work as a team. They moved around each other without bumping. They passed weapons without looking. When one human was in danger, another was already there to help. Park grabbed a raider's weapon and broke it in half with his bare hands. The metal should have been too strong for him to break, but somehow he did it easily. Brooks jumped on a raider's back and put her arm around his thick neck. The alien fell down in seconds. Dr. Martinez, who was a small, quiet man, picked up a raider twice his size and threw him across the room. The raider hit the wall and did not move again. In less than 2 minutes, all 6 Korthok raiders were down. Some were dead. Others were hurt too bad to fight. The humans stood in the middle of the room, breathing hard but not tired. Then something even stranger happened. The humans began to change back. Their eyes became normal size. Their muscles relaxed. Park helped Ambassador Kretak stand up. His voice was gentle again. "Are you hurt?" Park asked the alien diplomat. Ambassador Kretak stared at the humans. With all four eyes, the other Zephyrians came out from behind their chairs. They looked at the humans like they were seeing monsters. "What are you?" whispered Ambassador Kretak. "What kind of beings are you?" Sarah looked around the room. The Korthok raiders who had terrified the aliens were lying broken on the floor. Her uniform was not even torn. She felt normal again, like nothing had happened. "We are just humans," she said. "Came here for peace." But she could see in the aliens' eyes that everything had changed. The Zephyrians were not looking at them like friends anymore. They were looking at them like weapons that could think and talk. Dr. Martinez checked the fallen raiders. "They are all alive," he said. "But they will need medical help." More aliens ran into the room. These were security guards with big weapons and thick armor. They stopped when they saw the raiders on the floor and the humans standing calmly in the middle. "How did you do this?" one guard asked. "Where are your enhancement drugs?"
Where are
"Your weapons?" Sarah looked at her hands. They looked normal. She felt normal. "We do not have any drugs or special weapons," she said. The aliens looked at each other with fear and confusion. Sarah realized that this first meeting was not going the way anyone had planned. The peace talks would have to wait. Now the aliens wanted to know what humans really were. Dr. Kestar looked at the scan results for the 5th time. The numbers made no sense. She was the best doctor in the Galactic Confederation. She had studied the bodies of over 200 different alien species. But these humans confused her completely. 3 days had passed since the fight on Nexus 7. The humans were now on her research ship, the Deep Scanner. They had agreed to let her examine them. Dr. Kestar wanted to find their secret weapons. She was a Vorthan. Her people looked like tall gray cats with 6 fingers and large green eyes. The Vorthons were known for being very smart. But looking at these human test results made her feel stupid. Captain Chen sat on the medical table. Wires were stuck to her arms and head. Machines beeped softly around her. She looked relaxed and friendly. "Doctor, did you find what you were looking for?" Chen asked. Dr. Kestar moved her tail in a worried way. "I found nothing. No hidden machines. No drug makers under your skin. No computer chips in your brain. You are completely natural." "That is what we told you," Lieutenant Park said, who was sitting in a chair nearby. "We do not have any special equipment." Dr. Kestar made a frustrated sound. "But that is impossible. No natural body can do what you did. You moved faster than our best soldiers. You were stronger than beings twice your size. You worked together like you shared one mind." Dr. Martinez, the human scientist, seemed interested. "What did your scans show exactly?" Dr. Kestar pulled up the test results on a big screen. "Your bodies make chemicals that we use as military drugs, but you make them inside yourselves, without any machines." She pointed to different parts of the scan. "This chemical makes you move faster. We give it to our soldiers before big fights. But we can only use small amounts or it kills them. Your bodies make 10 times more, and you are fine." Captain Chen looked surprised. "You mean adrenaline? That is normal for humans." "Normal." Dr. Kestar's voice went higher. "This amount would kill most species in the Confederation. Hey, this other chemical here, it stops pain. We use it in our hospitals for very hurt patients. Your bodies made it during the fight." Commander Brooks joined the conversation. "You mean endorphins?" "Every human makes those when they exercise or get hurt." Dr. Kestar sat down heavily in her chair. "Exercise? You mean you can make military-grade painkillers just by running?" "Well, yes," Brooks said. "That is why humans like sports and working out." The doctor stared at her for a long moment. "You do this for fun?" Dr. Martinez leaned forward. "Doctor, what chemicals do your soldiers use exactly?" Dr. Kestar showed him another screen. "Enhancers to make them move faster. Strength boosters to make them stronger. Pain blockers so they can keep fighting when hurt. Fear reducers so they stay calm. Team-link drugs so they work together better." She paused and looked at the humans. "Your bodies made all of these during the fight. naturally, with no machines or injections. Lieutenant Park looked confused. But those are just normal body reactions. We're in danger, our bodies get ready to fight or run away. Every human knows this. Every human, Dr. Kestar whispered. Of course, Captain Chen said. Children learn about it in school. When you are scared or angry, your heart beats faster, you get stronger, and you stop feeling pain as much. It is basic biology. Dr. Kestar felt dizzy. All humans can do this. Yes, Dr. Martinez said. Though some are better at it than others. Athletes and soldiers train to control it better. Train to control it, Dr. Kestar repeated slowly. You can make it stronger? The humans looked at each other. Captain Chen spoke carefully. Doctor, are you saying that other species cannot do this? Dr. Kestar shook her head. No species in the Confederation can make these chemicals naturally. We have to create them in labs and inject them. We can only use them for short times or they damage the body. She pulled up more data. Look at this. Your bodies have special organs that make and store these chemicals. Your blood carries them everywhere very quickly. Your brains are built to use them without being hurt. Commander Brooks asked, what happens to your soldiers when they use these drugs? They become very sick afterward, Dr. Kestar said. Need days to recover. Some die from using too much. We only use them in the most dangerous situations. Lieutenant Park looked worried. We feel fine after fighting. A little tired maybe, but that is all. Dr. Kestar nodded. That is what scares me. Your bodies are designed for this, built for war. She showed them images of human brain scans. Your minds work differently too. When you fight, parts of your brain that usually control your actions turn off. Other parts that make you faster and more violent turn on. You become perfect fighting machines. Dr. Martinez studied the scans. That is the fight-or-flight response. It helped our ancestors survive on Earth. What was Earth like? Dr. Kestar asked. The humans were quiet for a moment. Captain Chen spoke first. Dangerous. Everything tried to kill our ancestors. Big animals. With sharp teeth, poisonous plants, diseases, other humans. Natural disasters, Lieutenant Park added. Earthquakes, floods, fires. Our planet was not gentle. Double quotes, Dr. Kestar felt cold. So your bodies learned to become weapons to survive, I suppose. So, Dr. Martinez said, those who could fight better, lived longer, and had more children. Over millions of years, all humans became good at fighting. Dr. Kestar looked at her notes again. Everything made terrible sense now. These humans were not soldiers who took drugs to become dangerous. They were an entire species that had evolved to be warriors. Captain Chen said gently, are we frightening your people? Dr. Kestar looked at the friendly faces of the humans. They seemed so normal and peaceful, but now she knew what they really were. Yes, she said honestly, you are very frightening. Not because you are mean, but because you are so much more dangerous than you look. She thought about her report to the Confederation Council. How could she explain that humanity was a species of natural super soldiers who did not even know how special they were? The humans just wanted to be friends. But Dr. Kestar wondered if the galaxy was ready for friends like these. General Vexamore stood behind thick glass walls, watching the combat arena below. He was a Drachmore, tall and strong, with 4 arms and skin like black metal. The species ran the Confederation military. Today, he would see if these humans were as dangerous as Dr. Kestar claimed. The testing facility on planet Drachmore was huge. The arena floor was made of special metal that could take heavy damage. Weapons of every type hung on the walls. Medical teams waited nearby in case someone got badly hurt. Captain Chen and her 3 crew members stood in the center of the arena. They wore simple gray clothes and looked very small compared to the alien soldiers around them. The humans appeared, calm, even friendly. General Vexamore found this disturbing. Begin test 1, he said into his communication device. Simple reaction time. Across the arena, 5 Confederation soldiers got ready. They were from different species, a fast Zephyrian, a strong Thraxian, a smart Calarian, 2 tough Orthans. All had taken military enhancement drugs. Their eyes were wide and their muscles looked bigger than normal. Red lights started flashing. This meant the test was about to begin. The alien soldiers held their weapons tight. They looked nervous and excited. The humans just stood there talking quietly to each other. Lieutenant Park was making a joke. Dr. Martinez laughed. Commander. Brooks checked her shoelaces. Captain Chen yawned. General Veximer frowned. Do the humans understand this is a combat test? His assistant, a nervous Kalari named Teak, checked his tablet. Yes, sir. We explained everything. They said they are. Ready? A loud sound rang out. The test began. Targets popped up around the arena. The soldiers had to hit them as fast as possible with training weapons that shot harmless light beams. The enhanced alien soldiers moved quickly. Their drugs made them faster and stronger than normal. They hit target after target with good accuracy. General Veximer nodded. These were his best soldiers. Then he looked at the humans. They moved like water, like dancers. Like death itself? Dr. Martinez spun and hit 3 targets in one smooth motion. His body twisted in ways that should not be possible. Commander Brooks ran along a wall, actually ran up the wall, and hit targets from above. Lieutenant Park moved. So fast he looked like a blur. Captain Chen stood in the middle, turning slowly. She hit every target that came near her section without seeming to try hard. Her movements were small and exact, no wasted motion. The humans finished in half the time it took the enhanced soldiers. They hit every target perfectly. They were not even breathing hard. General Veximer's 4 hands clenched into fists. Begin Test 2. Combat Simulation. The arena changed. Walls rose from the floor. Fake enemies appeared, robot targets that moved and shot back with harmless but painful stun beams. The goal was to destroy all enemies while taking as little damage as possible. The alien soldiers went first. Even with their enhancement drugs, they took several hits. 2 soldiers had to stop because the stun beams hurt too much. The others finished the course but looked tired and sick from the drugs. Humans, your turn, General Veximer announced. Something happened to the humans when they heard those words. Their faces became different. Not angry, but focused in a way that made General Veximer step back from the glass. The humans spread out and moved into the course. They did not talk to each other, but they moved like they shared one mind. When Park went left, Chen automatically covered his right side. When Brooks climbed high, Martinez watched below. Robot enemies shot at them with stun beams. The humans dodged some shots and simply ignored others. General Veximer saw stun beams hit them directly, shots that would stop most soldiers. The humans barely noticed. Dr. Martinez took a stun blast to his chest that should have dropped him. Instead, he grabbed the robot that shot him and threw it at 2 other robots. All 3 broke into pieces. Lieutenant Park got hit in the leg by a stun beam. He looked down at his leg like it was interesting, then kept fighting. His body was not letting him feel the pain. The humans destroyed every robot enemy in the course. They took more hits than the alien soldiers, but acted like the stun beams were just annoying flies. When the test ended, they walked out of the course talking and laughing again. Commander Brooks was telling a story about her cat back on Earth. Captain Chen asked Dr. Martinez about his daughter's school play. They acted like nothing had happened. General Veximer ordered a 3rd test. Then a 4th. Each test was harder than the last. The alien soldiers, even with drugs, could only do a few tests before becoming too sick to continue. The humans kept going, test after test. Their bodies kept making the chemicals they needed. To fight, they got tired but never sick. They worked together better the longer they fought in the final test. General Veximer sent his absolute best soldiers against the humans. 10 elite Drakmori warriors with the strongest enhancement drugs available. These soldiers were the best in the Confederation military. The fight lasted 3 minutes. When it ended, all 10 elite soldiers were lying on the ground, unconscious but alive. The humans stood over them, barely breathing hard. Captain Chen was asking if anyone had water because she was getting thirsty. General Veximer stared at the arena in silence. His best soldiers with the best drugs, defeated by 4 humans who acted like they had just finished a light workout. Sir, Assistant Teak asked quietly, what should we put in the report? General Veximer thought about it. How could he explain this to the Confederation Council? How could he tell them that these friendly humans from a small planet were more dangerous than any military force in known space? Write this, he said slowly. The humans are not enhanced soldiers. They are an enhanced species. Every single one of them is worth 10 of our best warriors. Paused and looked at the humans again. They were helping the unconscious soldiers, checking if they were hurt, offering water and medical help. And write this too, General Veximer added. We are very lucky they want to be our friends. Down in the arena, Captain Chen looked up at the observation window and waved. She smiled like she was greeting neighbors at a peaceful gathering. General Veximer did not wave back. He was too busy being terrified. The Confederation Council chamber was silent. 200 alien leaders from across the galaxy sat in their seats, staring at the large screen in front of them. Dr. Kestar stood at the speaking platform, her gray fur standing up with nervousness. She had been talking for 2 hours. The council members looked sick. To understand humans, Dr. Kestar said, we must understand their home planet. Earth is what we call a death world. On the screen, images of Earth appeared. Beautiful blue oceans and green forests. It looked peaceful and lovely. Do not let these pictures fool you, Dr. Kestar continued. This planet tried to kill everything that lived on it for millions of years. More pictures showed up. Huge animals, with sharp teeth as long as alien arms. Poisonous snakes that could kill with one bite. Plants that ate meat. Diseases that spread through the air. Council member Zethara raised one of her 4 hands. She was from a peaceful water world where the most dangerous animal was a fish the size of a finger. Doctor, surely you are making this worse than it really was? Dr. Kestar shook her head. I am making it sound better than it was. Humans had to survive against creatures that could crush them, eat them, poison them, or infect them with deadly diseases. And that was just the animals and plants. New images filled the screen. Volcanoes exploding. Earthquakes breaking the ground. Huge storms with lightning and floods. Covering entire continents. Earth's weather tried to kill them too. The planet went through ice ages that froze everything. Volcanic eruptions that poisoned the air. Storms that could destroy mountains. Earthquakes that split the ground open. Ambassador Kredek, the Zephyrian who had first met the humans, spoke up. But how did they survive all this? They adapted, Dr. Kestar said, but not like other species. Most intelligent life develops tools first, then grows bigger brains. Humans did something different. They evolved their bodies to become living weapons. The screen showed human genetic data, complex charts and numbers that most council members could not understand. Human ancestors learned to work together in groups, to hunt animals much larger than themselves. They developed something called persistence hunting. They would chase prey animals for days, without stopping, until the animal died from exhaustion. Several council members made shocked sounds. On peaceful worlds, hunting meant setting traps or using tools. The idea of chasing something to death seemed horrible. Their bodies changed to support this hunting style. Humans can run longer distances than almost any animal on their planet. They sweat to cool down instead of panting like other animals. This lets them keep running when their prey has to stop. Dr. Kestar pulled up more data, but the most important change was their combat enhancement system. Humans call it fight-flight response. When in danger, their bodies flood with chemicals that make them stronger, faster, and immune to pain. She paused and looked around the chamber. This system is so advanced that human children learn to control it in their games. They call it sports. Images of human sports appeared on the screen. Football players crashing into each other, boxers hitting each other in the face, runners pushing their bodies until they collapsed. Humans deliberately trigger their combat. Systems for entertainment. Activities that would put our soldiers in the hospital are considered fun for human children. Council member Drektu stood up. He was a large, strong alien from a world where the biggest danger was getting lost in tall grass. This cannot be true. No species would hurt themselves for fun. I have video proof, Dr. Kestar said. The screen showed humans doing extreme sports. Jumping out of flying machines with cloth wings. climbing straight up dangerous mountains, swimming with sea animals that had teeth like knives. The council chamber was completely quiet. There is more, Dr. Kestar continued. Humans did not just fight animals and weather, they fought each other. Historical images of human wars appeared, battles with thousands of humans fighting, weapons designed to kill other humans, cities destroyed by human armies. For their entire history, humans have been at war with other humans. They have spent thousands of years learning better ways to kill their own species. Every human alive today is descended from the ones who were best at surviving these wars. Ambassador Kritak's voice was very quiet. All of them? Every human is a descendant of warriors? Yes, Dr. Kestar said. Human peaceful periods are very recent and very rare. Most of their history is war, survival, and adaptation to deadly conditions. She showed more genetic data. Modern humans carry genes from at least 3 different early human species. This means their ancestors not only survived on a death world, they absorbed the survival traits of other human types that did not make it. Councilmember Vergon asked, what about their current society? Surely they have become more peaceful. Dr. Kestar almost smiled. Their most popular entertainment involves watching people fight each other or solve problems through violence. Their stories celebrate warriors and survivors. Even their peaceful games often simulate combat or survival situations. Images of human movies, books, and games appeared. Almost all involve fighting, war, survival, or overcoming impossible odds through violence. And remember, Dr. Kestar said, the humans we met are their diplomats and scientists. These are the peaceful ones. The chamber was silent for a long time. Finally, Council Leader Mortek spoke. His voice sounded tired and worried. Dr. Kestar, what is your recommendation? Should we accept humanity into the Confederation? Kestar looked at her notes. She thought about Captain Chen and her crew. They had been kind, helpful, and genuinely interested in peace. But she also remembered how they had fought the Korthok Raiders. They are the most dangerous species we have ever encountered, she said. But they want to be our friends. They came to us for peace, not for war. She paused and looked around the chamber at all the worried alien faces. I believe we have 2 choices. We can accept them as allies and hope they stay peaceful, or we can reject them and possibly make them our enemies. Council Leader Mortek asked the question everyone was thinking. And if they become our enemies? Dr. Kestar looked at the images of human history still showing on the screen. Wars, survival, and millions of years of evolution that created the perfect natural warriors. Then, she said quietly, we are all in very serious trouble. The Drakmori Empire fleet appeared without warning. Thousands of black warships dropped out of hyperspace around the Confederation's capital system. Their weapons began firing immediately. No demands, no negotiations. Captain Chen was in the council chamber when the attack began. Alarms screamed through the space station. Through the large windows, she could see Confederation ships exploding in bright flashes of light. The Empire has come, Council Leader Mortek said, his voice shaking. They want to conquer all of us. Chen watched alien warships die under the Empire's attack. The Confederation military was brave but not strong enough. Empire ships were bigger and had better weapons. Worse, the Empire used robot soldiers that felt no fear and never got tired. How can we help? Chen asked. General Veximer looked at her. With his 4 eyes? You humans have been waiting on the station for 3 weeks while we decided about your membership. You only have 4 people here. More humans are coming, Chen said. Earth sent a ship when they heard about the Empire. Threat. It should arrive soon. The general made a worried sound. How many soldiers? About 200, Chen replied. General Veximer's shoulders dropped. 200 cannot fight thousands of Empire robots. Chen smiled in a way that made the aliens. Step back, General. You do not understand humans very well yet. The Earth ship Defiance arrived 6 hours later. It was not big or fancy like Empire warships. It looked like a simple transport vessel. But when it opened its cargo bay, 200 human volunteers came out. They were not all soldiers. Some were farmers, teachers, mechanics, and shop workers. Earth had asked for volunteers to help their new alien friends. Humans had come from all over the planet. Dr. Kestar watched them prepare for battle. Humans checked their weapons and equipment. They talked quietly to each other, making jokes and laughing. Some played card games while they waited. They seemed very calm for people about to fight a war, she told Chen. Humans get calm before big fights, Chen explained. Our bodies are getting ready. In a few hours, when the fighting starts, we will be different. The first battle came at the Nexus 7 station, where Chen had first met the aliens. Empire forces attacked with overwhelming numbers. Robot soldiers poured out of transport ships. They moved in perfect formations and shot with deadly accuracy. Confederation defenders fought bravely but began falling back. Their enhancement drugs could only do so, much against superior numbers and firepower. Then the humans arrived. Dr. Kestar watched from the command ship as human soldiers landed on the station. At first they looked small compared to the giant Empire robots. But when the fighting began, everything changed. The humans moved like they had one shared mind. They found cover where none seemed to exist. They attacked from directions the robots did not expect. When Empire forces shot at them, the humans seemed to know where to move before the shots were fired. But the most amazing thing was how they adapted. When their weapons broke, they used pieces of the station as weapons. When the station lost air, they kept fighting in spacesuits. When the Empire used poison gas, the humans put on masks and continued the battle. Private Johnson, a young human from a place called Texas, picked up a broken robot arm and used it to smash 3 other robots. When his air ran out, he shared breathing equipment with Sergeant Martinez. While still fighting, the Empire robots were built to fight normal soldiers who needed enhancement drugs. They were not built to fight humans whose bodies made their own enhancements naturally. The turning point came when the Empire used EMP weapons. These weapons sent out energy waves that stopped all electronic equipment. Confederation soldiers who depended on drug injection systems suddenly became weak and slow. Their weapons stopped working. Many collapsed. The humans just kept fighting. Their natural body chemicals did not need electronics. Their simple weapons still worked. While alien soldiers struggled with broken equipment, humans charged into battle with knives, tools, and bare hands. Dr. Kestar watched human medic Sarah Wong treat wounded aliens while under heavy fire. Robot guns shot at her repeatedly. Ignored the shots that hit her and kept working on injured Confederation soldiers. Her body was not letting her feel the pain or fear. The battle for Nexus 7 lasted 18 hours. When it ended, the Empire forces were destroyed or retreating. The humans had won an impossible victory. But the war was not over. The Empire attacked 6 more systems. Each time, human volunteers fought alongside Confederation forces. Each time, the humans did things that should have been impossible. In the Kepler system, humans fought in poisonous atmosphere that would kill most aliens in minutes. Human bodies adapted and kept working. At the Vega shipyards, humans repaired battle damage. While under fire, their natural pain resistance let them work with injuries that would stop other species. In the final battle above the Confederation capital, humans flew damaged ships that other pilots had abandoned. Their ability to function under extreme stress kept broken vessels fighting when they should have crashed. The war ended when the Empire's main fleet retreated. They had never faced an enemy like humanity. Their robots could not adapt to humans who fought without fear, felt no pain, and never gave up. After the victory, the Confederation Council met to vote on human membership. The debate was short. All in favor of welcoming humanity to the Confederation? Council leader Mortek asked. Every alien hand, claw, and tentacle went up. Later, at the celebration ceremony, Captain Chen stood before the assembled alien leaders. She looked tired but happy. The formal ceremonies were finally over. Humanity was officially part of the galactic community. Dr. Kestar approached her afterward. Captain, may I ask you something? Of course, Doctor. During the battles I noticed that humans still seemed to be holding back, like you were not using your full abilities. Chen smiled and looked out at the stars through the station windows. Dr. Kestar, we were not really fighting for our lives. We were fighting to help our friends. She turned back to the alien doctor. If someone threatened Earth directly, if human families were in danger, then you would see what we are really capable of. Dr. Kestar felt a chill run through her fur. The humans had just won an impossible war while holding back their true abilities. She decided that was something the galaxy never needed to see.